Here we have the 12. The resistance pattern of the 12 is an unbalanced life, trying to do too many things, and guilt. So the core theme of the 12 is expansion, expansion of knowledge, expansion of growth, and sharing love and knowledge with people. So when it's in the shadow, when it's in the resistance, it oftentimes is trying to expand in all these different places, trying to do too much at once, and it's not being effective at much. So oftentimes people with 12s are usually always running late, especially if they're in the resistance, because they're trying to cram too many things into what they have the actual space for. And the unbalanced life is essentially that. It's trying to cram in too many things, or it's really focusing on one area at the expense of others. So we know that there's different areas of our life. There's business, there's relationships. Within relationship, it's friendships, family, romance, your mental area of life, your emotional area of life, your spiritual area of life, your physical area of life. These are all different sectors of your life. And in the unbalance of the resistance pattern, there's one that's perhaps leading the charge at the expense of the others. So we use the word balance here because people understand what that is. Yet another way of looking at it is harmony. So just like the notes in a song, they're all working together. And at certain points of the song, it may be the high note or it might be the low note, or there might be more of a silence, but it's all working together. And I really like that analogy because with the 12 and with the dynamic lives that we lead, especially with running a business or multiple businesses, there's going to be times where we need to invest more energy into one thing. So the 12, in its genius talent, is able to access balance in a harmonious way. And that's not to say that, if you have a bucket for each area of your life, it's all even all the time, because that's not practical. There are times where you need to invest more energy into different buckets, and then other buckets don't get this much energy. So the key of the 12 is maintaining the harmony of that song and understanding that, okay, maybe there's a bit more energy going into this other bucket, but at the right time, once that's finished, we're going to bring it back into make sure the other buckets are in harmony. And that's all through the areas of all your life. And so in the genius talent, it becomes a very balanced, harmonious self-growth of just learning more and more, sharing more and more, an expansion of a person. And they're constantly growing, constantly expanding and sharing with others. As opposed to in the resistance pattern is, trying to do it all at once and it's not really effective, and or really focusing on maybe just a handful and neglecting the other areas of one's life, the growth in those areas. So this is all about taking a look at your goals, and naturally people at 12 want to grow in many different ways, and just taking a very pragmatic approach of, okay, how much can I really handle? Because if we're trying to squeeze too much into one area, it loses effectiveness. So what's that harmonious sweet spot of where we can still push the envelope of our expansion without going too far? And that's for you to find out your own sweet spot for that, because obviously there's a lot of growth on the other side of our comfort zone. And, once you know yourself more, you'll know where, okay, I'm beyond that point, and this is just detrimental, okay? And that's why as this expands in the genius talent, it's the ability to grow things very fast without blowing things out. So if we take a look at this in a business, this energy of the 12 and the genius talent is being able to grow really quickly without imploding. Because oftentimes what happens with companies is they'll scale. That's what they always wanted to, but they didn't have the systems in place, and boom, it starts bursting at the seams and imploding. I experienced that in my first web design business, where we 9x our or 10x our revenue in less than 9 months. Yet we didn't have the systems in place, the fulfillment systems, and things started bursting on the seams and ultimately imploded. So genius talent is knowing how to manage the growth in a harmonious way where it can still be as fast as possible, but it's fast as possible and it's as harmoniously as possible to make sure that the whole machine still keeps running. So that's where I would say let's close up for this one, which is learning your own balance of the different hats that you wear in your business, the different hats you wear in your life, and also the different hats that you wear in the physical and the spiritual, and monitoring the expansion of that and taking a look at, okay, what can realistically be handled in this week, in this month, in this quarter, in this year, and really become a master of balanced self growth and balanced business growth and expansion of knowledge.